Hey, what is happening, everyone? Welcome back to Retro Games Reloaded. My name is Dom, and today we're playing Double Dragon 3 on the mighty, the powerful, the Super Atari ST. This version was actually developed by Storm and published by the Sales Curve. So basically, the opposite of the AMIGA version. And the programmer on this version was a guy called Steve Snake, of all people. So, yeah. Also, two-player game. Released again in 1991, so a year after the arcade version. So, and you can see by the graphics, by the sound, it's even the amount of credits we have that it's very similar to the AMIGA version, which makes sense because the Atari was very close to the AMIGA in terms of graphics, if not sound. The AMIGA had a very powerful sound chip, and I think you can basically tell in the music, really. There doesn't seem to be any music in the Atari ST version during gameplay, so so all you got is just some measly kind of sound effects. Okay, there we go. I do apologize for the false starts today. Had some technical issues. Couldn't get the joystick working for some reason. So yeah, that's why you might have seen me stop and start a couple of times. I thought I got it sorted. The game called me a liar, basically. And I think you get a lot of credits, and they get sucked out of you like very, very quickly. There we go. But yeah, very, very similar to the AMIGA version in terms of graphics, and I think the developers probably squeezed as much out of the Atari ST that they could. So, yeah. Yeah, I thought I got the hang of this, but obviously I don't. So, I do like the name Steve Snake though. That's pretty cool. Might be just me, but it feels a bit faster than the AMIGA version. I'm not sure if that's my imagination or if that's actually true, but it feels a bit faster than the AMIGA version. So, so alive, are you, buddy? Actually, scrap that. It's definitely quicker than the AMIGA version. Maybe not having to bother with sound made it means that we're able to make it a bit faster. I think from what I can tell, it's running at about 55 frames a second, so not quite 60. You remember back in the good old days of the 90s and 80s and stuff, us European gamers were stuck with 50 hertz refresh rates, and then our good friends in the US and stuff. Oh, focusing am I? And our good friends in the US and stuff, they had 60 hertz. So obviously, when I was a kid, I never really paid much attention to hertz and refresh rate, anything like that. But it's true. Oh, I forgot about you, asshole. Maybe it's me not timing it properly. I thought maybe the timing was a bit different to get rid of the bikers in the stage, but maybe not. Maybe not. Gonna get into a gym in a minute. Oh, okay, you're dead already. Easy. Ah. Ooh, I think he's clapping his ball sack, isn't he? Look at his face goes all distorted as well. Hey, this Jimbo. Oh, bastard. Like, can you decide which side of the aisle you're gonna be on or what? No. Not too bad, actually. Here we go. Alright, that's mission 1 done. Got about 9 credits left. Yeah. I don't know. It was a bit weird. Alrighty then. Alright. Mission 2. China. Hey, Stu, how you doing, man? I do apologize for all the faffing about with the stream today, but I couldn't get the joystick to work on the Atari ST version, so I had to faff about a bit. So a couple of false starts. I mean, I don't know who Roman Reigns is, to be honest with you. Right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who Roman Reigns is, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What is he? A comedian, an actor, a political broadcaster. I think the Atari ST version is like the Amiga version on steroids, man. Let's carry on with this, eh? Thinking. Don't think too much, eh? Oh, wrestler! WWE, Roman Reigns. I don't remember. I mean, I used to watch WWE when I was younger. But I don't remember. I don't remember Roman Reigns. Was he in the WWF or was he just in WWE? Because I kind of stopped watching. By the time the WWF became the WWE, I kind of stopped watching, wrestling. So, yeah, if he was specifically in the WWE era, then I might not know him. So, I mean, my favorite wrestler of all time is Rowdy Piper, man. But that's because the very first wrestling match I ever watched was Roddy Piper. And he had the his face. I remember he had his face painted half black in that fight. I don't remember who he was fighting. He might have won the fight, actually. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. Ah, okay. So that's probably why then I don't know Roman Reigns. So his dad died. Was his dad a wrestler as well? Oh, you bastard. You bastard. Yo! That's not too bad, actually. Goldust. Did he become Goldust at some point? I've only known him as Rowdy Piper, so I'm actually sad he's gone, man. I don't remember who he fought. Sorry, Stu. I do not remember who he fought. But I do know that he's the very first. I don't know. I don't remember, mate. I don't. I'm trying to scratch my brain, but I don't. I only remember Roddy Piper because he was very rowdy. He was a character. Yeah, these guys are still assholes, man. Oh, actually, I haven't. I've discovered something actually. Even though it looks like they're gonna circle, or sometimes they will circle you, but sometimes it looks like they're gonna circle you, but they actually don't. Yeah, I don't remember before, but that was the very first wrestling match I ever watched. Was Rowdy Piper, man. Rowdy Piper. And I actually another of my favorite. I don't think it was WrestleMania. I think it was just a normal WWE, well, normal, just like a standard WWF event. It was. I think it wasn't WrestleMania. I do remember which WrestleMania, because I'm terrible at remembering this kind of stuff. But what WrestleMania was the one where Hulk Hogan fought Ultimate Warrior, and Ultimate Warrior got the Intercontinental belt and the Championship belt. He got both. He got the World Championship belt and the Intercontinental one. See, actually, yeah, that's a good tactic. Just don't wait. I think I can go. Hey, there we go. Don't need to go for the door. I know, man. I'm so sad that he passed away, man. He's such a character. Didn't he like host like a like a within the wrestling within WWF? He did like what Piper's Pit, where he talked to different wrestlers and stuff. That was pretty cool. Enjoyed that. Because back in the early days when me watching wrestling, I thought wrestling was real. I thought they were actually hurting each other, and in some cases they do, because some of the stuff. I mean, I know it's all choreographed, but it's still dangerous. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know now it's all choreographed. I think there were, but still, man, still. Um. So, he was one of my favorites. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh. He was one of my favorites. I actually met Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a wrestling event in Stevenage. I don't know if I told the story, but I have a friend who's a big fan of Progress Wrestling. And we all got tickets to see this event in Stevenage in Hertfordshire. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan was one of the guests, man. And I actually got my photo taken with Hacksaw Jim. Probably on my Facebook somewhere. So he was one of my favorites. I guess Hulk Hogan was one of my favorites. Ultimate Warrior. I don't remember. Did Ultimate Warrior die as well? Is he dead? I know Bret Hart died, didn't he? Bret Hitman Hart. I think he died. And his brother Jim Hart, with like a little goatee kind of beard. Yeah, they were cool. The Bushwhackers. Remember the Bushwhackers? They were cool. Legion of Doom, Earthquake, Typhoon. I think by the time I finished watching wrestling, Mankind was in it, Undertaker was in it, Kane was in it, and Mankind with a little sock puppet. Oh, you bastardo! What are you doing, man? I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. I got two more credits. Kicking my ass, this guy, man. Okay, now I'm splitting up. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, wait a minute. I thought he might have had a heart attack. I remember he had a heart. Yeah, now remembering. He had a heart attack. He was in hospital. And he was in the hospital, and he said the only person who came to see him was Roddy Piper. That's the story. I think that's I think I'm being correct here. I think that's why I'm dead. Bloody hell. Animal and Hawk. They did, huh? What happened to the bushwhackers, man? Mulan, Mei Young, they died as well. I mean, steroid taking must be rampant in wrestling, even now probably. So I'm surprised they have all these like health issues when they're a bit older. Maybe heart conditions, I would say. A lot of these wrestlers, they tend to have like heart conditions and stuff later on in life. So yeah, so that was the story. The story was that Bret Hart was in the hospital. He just had a heart attack, and only Roddy Piper had visited him in the hospital. So I don't know. Ultimate Warrior, he died. Yeah, I know Ultimate Warrior died. Feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior. I remember I had a wrestling game on the Amiga, on the Commodore Amiga. I don't know. Maybe it was called like WWF Superstars, and it was a pretty good game. Then I remember Amiga format. They had a review, and the way they wrote the review was it was like interviews, like with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and all that kind of stuff. So it was mock interviews. Obviously, they didn't actually interview the wrestlers, but the review pretended that they were interviewing the wrestlers. So they interviewed both Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, a couple of others maybe. So, and then like every time the reporter would ask Ultimate Warrior a question, the only thing Ultimate Warrior would say in the interview was, "Feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior." So they're saying, "Hey, tell me about the graphics and the sound and the gameplay and the moves and the characters." And then Hulk Hogan would say something. Another wrestler was, and then when they asked Ultimate Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior would say, "Feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior." I think the last wrestling game I bought, I not even buy, I played. It was on PS1. It was WWF Raw or WWE Raw, and you could customize your character. So I created my own character, and that was during that was my second year of uni. That was my second year of uni. I did that. War. So I don't remember much of the game, but I remember creating my own character and playing through the game. So, and that was the last wrestling game I ever bought. I did have the one on the Amiga. That was pretty cool, man. I don't know if maybe I'd be able to get it or not, because it was such a cool game, man. Oh, too early. Too early. Boom. There's probably one more biker, isn't it? No, two bikers. Keep out. Yeah, that's very dangerous, that, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not so much into wrestling games anymore, to be honest. I am looking for the next good ice hockey game. If you know any good ice hockey games, I'd love to hear about them, because I used to love some of my favorite sports games are the NHL games on the Mega Drive. So I got NHL '94. That used to be my favorite. And then a few years ago, I was at a friend's house, the same guy who likes wrestling. Yeah, I'm not going to win that, am I? No, piss off. That's better. Yeah, you did. I didn't last very long, did he? So I do like a good NHL game. NHLPA. Okay, I've got Blades of Steel. Got Blades of Steel on the NES. I've got Ice Hockey NES as well, but through the Nintendo Switch Online. NHL PA, I need to check that out, man, because I only know NHL 94. So I used to play that a lot when in the 90s, NHL 94, and then a few years ago went to this friend's house, and we were playing NHL 2017. And to my surprise, or maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but the the controls hadn't changed much. They had not changed that much in like what 20 years, 30 years. They hadn't changed much. Nope, don't want to jump. I don't want to go in the shop either. So, oh, you're alive, are you bastard? Huh? Die already, boy. Cheeky bastards, aren't they? You think that they're going to circle around you, but they don't most of the time. Oh, I think I'm getting to the boss again. So and then NHLPA. I'm going to check that out. I'm taking it. That's not EA, right? That's a different company that did that one. So yeah, I do like a good ice hockey game, man, and I've never watched a live ice hockey game, but I am going to try and see one eventually. But the only problem is I don't where I live they don't really stage many ice hockey games. And apparently now like they don't really encourage fights anymore. You know, sometimes like the two players, a player from each side would like go down and like punch each other until one of them like had to leave the ice. I think they haven't banned the fights, but apparently from what I've been told, they don't really encourage them anymore because of concussions and stuff. So, getting repeatedly punched in the head, it's not good for you. Surprisingly, it's not good for you getting punched in the head all the time. You're still alive, man. And you're still alive again. I think normal kicks are better than the jumping kicks for sure. In most circumstances. Yeah, this has to be one of the most boring levels ever, man. Hey, that's Brucey. Oh. Bastard! I think Bruce Lee here. He's definitely harder on the arcade version. Yeah, man, I haven't watched wrestling in ages, actually. Think about it. Are you watching the Euros? That's old still. I mean, I'm not. But I'm following Romania. I'm supporting Romania in the Euros, but I'm curious if you've been. Oh, you even like football? Do you like football? Oh, nice. Yeah, I can jump off his wall. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, you bastardo. Come on. Oh, you bastard. Okay. Piss off, mate. Huh? There's some more coming out, no? Okay, assholes, man. Pretty sure there's a couple of character sprites for the samurai dudes here in the arcade version. But here, there's only one. I'm sure there's two versions of the samurai dude. Piss off! What are you doing? Leave me alone! Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. Right, see if we can get out of this stage, eh? Stage! I think I can actually bounce off this wall. Yeah, I can. Ooh, nice. What about this wall over here? Ooh, I love the samurai armor. See if I can. Oh no! Come on. Oh! How many lives do you bastards have? Bloody hell! Really? You don't die, eh? Not yet. Come on, Shinobi. Or Ranzu. Wagyu. Wagyu Ranzu, I call him. Where is he? Alrighty, pal. Hey, there you are. You bastard! You bastard! So I think that they're gonna circle around me. And now he does. Now he does. What I don't think he's gonna do, he does. The bastard's reading my mind. Oh my god. You know they're doing a remake of The Lost Boys. Did you know that? I didn't know that until Ooh, nice. No. Oh. Oh, you bastard. Oh, you sneaky shit. How you feeling anyway, Stu? You feeling better, mate? I know you were still a bit under the weather the last time. Oh. Interesting. Oh my god. Nice magnet. Nice. Last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Oh, nice, man. So yeah, they're doing a Lost Boys remake. Apparently, oh, I actually got to Italy, only to be killed by bastards. Oh, turn around, Billy, idiot! I'm dead. I'm dead. Bloody hell, man. So yeah, they're doing a remake of Lost Boys. I think a couple of years ago, they did they were planning on doing a CW show, The Lost Boys, and I think they shot 2 episodes, but they didn't get picked up. So now instead we're gonna get a Lost Boys remake, and I think they cast one of the actors from It, the new It, one of the the boy who played the kid who plays Bill Denborough in It Part One, the blonde kid. He's been cast, and there's another young actor. He's been cast as well. So yeah, it looks like it's going ahead. So hopefully it's a remake that doesn't suck, man. I mean, we were talking about remakes last time, and not all remakes suck. So, and actually, talking about vampires and remakes and all that kind of stuff, you know, another remake that doesn't suck? Fright Night. Fright Night 2011. It's actually a pretty decent kind of version of the original. Obviously, the original is going to be the best one, the one with Chris Sarandon and William Ragsdale and Roddy McDowall, man, legendary Roddy McDowall. Cornelius in Planet of the Apes, man, and Octavian in Cleopatra. So that's always going to be the classic, but the 2011 remake, it's not bad. I like the idea of setting it in Las Vegas. Oh man, coughing. Yeah, tell me about it, man. My wife's been coughing as well lately. Seems to be going around, mate. Seems to be going around. But yeah, but slowly but surely, mate, you'll get better. And no, I don't want your bloody shops, eh? I just want my. Nope, thank you. Let's split up here. So yeah, I don't think the Lost Boys remake is going to be better than the original. Very, very few remakes are better than the original. I would say maybe The Fly, and maybe Invasion of the Body Snatchers. No, maybe The Thing. Maybe Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, I doubt The Lost Boys is going to be as good as the original. So. 3 years. 3 years, man. 3 years married. Yeah, been pretty cool, man. Never really wanted to get married, but then I met this lovely lady, and I changed my mind. Changed my mind, and I'm happily married for 3 years now. Yeah, man. Hey, where's he going? This way, eh? So, Lost Boys, it's not going to be better than the original. Such a classic, man. Wana. Her name is Wana. Which is Romanian for Joanna, basically. Oh, you bastard! You bastard! You're gonna... No! You don't run me over, man! Ha! That's what you get. It's funny, you get the explosion sound, but you don't actually see the explosion. Oh my god. I think the timing here is definitely a bit trickier than the AMIGA version. It's called Wana. Wana. And it's basically Romanian for Joanna. Basically Joanna. He's basically called Joanna. Joanna. And if you never... Oh, how can you pick me out of that, you bastard? Kick my ears! I'll kick yours. These guys are trying to look cool with the shades and the earring and the ear studs. But you ain't cool, man. Yeah, touch your ball sack, mate. Oh, you good. Hey, Jimmy! How's your brother? How's your brother, Jimmy? So, Fright Night 2011 is definitely another decent remake of a classic 80s comedy horror film. So, and yeah, I think Colin Farrell did really good as Jerry Dandridge. Really, really menacing and like predatory and all that kind of stuff. He's not really he's definitely more of an animal monster kind of. He's not really as suave as the original actor who played Jerry Dandridge. It's more like a definitely. I mean, he doesn't have the charm of the original in terms of his character, but he plays Jerry Dandridge, a really good version of Jerry Dandridge. I think it's and you can tell Colin Farrell is having a blast playing the character. So that's another decent. And I think setting it in Las Vegas is a very interesting choice because it kind of shows kind of a transient, nomadic lifestyle. You know, like people just up and go, they disappear, which is perfect for a vampire. If you're a vampire, that's probably the kind of community you want to infiltrate because people come and go all the time. So. You know, if people did disappear, you can just say, "Oh, well, he's gone." You know, they picked up the up sticks and left. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And also another interesting thing is that in the Fright Night, I went into the bloody shop. I didn't want. Is that Jerry? He doesn't have a human familiar, just him on his own, and then like it's really cool. Some cool details, man. Like let me get these guys. Then of course you've got the nod to the original, like him. The first time you meet him, he's munching on an apple, and he's got all these clothes like fireman clothing, policeman clothing, workman clothing. Obviously, like Las Vegas. Like he said, "Oh, I work nights," which explains why he's always up at night. Chop in the bop, mop in the pop. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So another decent remake, Fright Night 2011. I like David Tennant. That's Peter Vincent. I prefer the original Peter Vincent because he's like a fake vampire hunter who basically becomes a real vampire hunter. So I like the arc in the original Fright Night. But I do like the game show kind of host, Las Vegas game show that David Tennant plays, playing like a character who's obviously he's had run-ins with vampires in the past, which Peter Vincent, the original Peter Vincent, hasn't. So some good contrast there, and I think most of the changes in the remake they do make sense. A poo pot, a poo. Oh, when I don't expect them to circle around me, they do, and vice versa. See, look. Oh, yeah, you did me, did, buddy. Come here. So that's another interesting. So that's another good remake, I would say. So yeah, another. What are not good are the. Yeah, they do, but sometimes most of the times they don't make sense. The changes, you just change them for the sake of changing things, and they don't make sense. So, but the changes they made in Friday Night 2011, they do make sense and actually make for an interesting kind of experience, like viewing experience, different from the original. So, obviously, one of the differences is like Evil Ed and stuff. Like in the remake, he gets turned fairly quickly in the movie, and then like you have a bit more of a backstory to Jerry Dandridge, and you've got his coat of arms. Peter Vincent has some history with him. That's the one thing in the Fright Night remake that I didn't really like. They shoehorned in some kind of backstory between Peter Vincent and Jerry Dandridge, and it's not really very well explained. So, like, I don't mind in principle that they have a connection from the past when Jerry Dandridge killed his parents when he was young. I don't know where he was, and that's how he knows the species of vampire. Like I think it's like a kind of like a species that originated in the Mediterranean, and they nest in the earth, and they're very tribal, so they'll always be looking to make new vampires. But the way it's done, it's a bit like, sometimes it's a bit too much, like stretching it. Like oh yeah, Peter Vincent just happens to have a running with this particular vampire, and this particular vampire just so happens to live in Las Vegas. I don't know. It didn't quite sit right to me, and I like the idea of but I do like the idea of Charlie having he has his girlfriend, and he's basically left his geek friends behind, and he feels guilty about it, and he's got a bit of a complex about it, but which works quite well. But then obviously, so there's that dynamic as well. I like Anton Yelchin. Again, rest in peace, poor guy, man. He was really good at Chekhov as well in the Abraham Star Trek films. I think he's a good actor. So he could have done a lot of things. He could have gone to do bigger and better things. But shame, man. Anyway, I think he's a good Charlie Brewster as well. I think everybody they picked, all the actors were good, I think. And obviously they had the original Jerry Dandridge actor come in and do a cameo when they're racing, when they're running away from Jerry Dandridge in the Jeep, and he throws the bike at them. First he tries to ride the bike, he can't. Something's wrong with it, and then what he does, he just uses the bike as a boomerang, and then like you got excuse me, the original Jerry Dandridge actor is Chris Sarandon. He's in the car, he gets out, and then Jerry Dandridge kind of kills him, bites him. So that was a cool cameo. I wish maybe William Ragsdale I wish he'd had a cameo in it, the original Charlie. I don't know what he's up to these days. But the original Charlie Brewster, William Ragsdale, I don't. The only other film I've seen William Ragsdale in is Mannequin 2, Mannequin on the Move. So yeah, not a very good film. So, and of course, all the principal actors came back for. Oh, piss off! This is where I lose all my credits, man. This fucking dojo or whatever it is. I thought the original. Yeah, there's not been many vampire films lately. That I think Abigail was one of the more recent vampire films, and apparently that film was originally meant to be a Dracula's daughter kind of film, but they changed it. So we're getting the Nosferatu remake. Turn around, Billy. Thank you. And so we had Abigail recently, and then we had we're getting Nosferatu, the second remake in Christmas. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think for a while it was vampires, then it was zombies. I think the zombie kind of craze has died down a little bit in recent years. Then I don't know, maybe witches is next, or vampires again. Mummies, maybe, I don't know. They haven't been a good mummy film for a while either, so maybe they should do. I mean, there was that Tom Cruise one, which is terrible, but so I barely remember it's. I barely remember it was done. You remember they tried to do the Dark Universe, Universal, and so they tried with Dracula Untold with what's his face, Luke Evans, I think his name is, the guy from the live action Beauty and the Beast and Fast Furious 6. I think he belongs to. And then that didn't work. That was a bit poo. So then they tried again with the Mummy with Tom Cruise, and Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll. So yeah, that bombed. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the Dark Universe, man. Actually, I know what they should do. Right, this is what they should do. They should do one film. Do one film. Try not to connect it to a shared universe. If it does well, do a sequel. And then slowly start introducing elements of a shared universe. I mean, that's what I would do. Not do a mummy film and then shoehorn in Jekyll and Hyde. No. There was a... Okay. Can I pause this? I don't know if I can pause it. Anyway, I pause it this way. So, yes, 1999, they did The Mummy. Stephen Sommers did The Mummy. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah, Arnold Vosloo. Great action adventure film in the vein of the Indie Jones films. Brilliant. 2001, The Mummy Returns with the Scorpion King and The Rock. And then they did a terrible spin-off with The Rock, the Scorpion King, which I didn't like. So that's one universe. Then in 2017, I think it was, they did The Mummy. The Mummy with Tom Cruise, where it was meant to kickstart the Dark Universe, the shared universe. So Tom Cruise was wherever he was in that film. That film was so forgettable, I forget his name, what he was. Then Russell Crowe played Dr. Jekyll, obviously setting up like a shared universe. I believe Johnny Depp was going to play the Invisible Man. And there were a few other actors. I don't remember all of them, but yeah, he was going to play the Invisible Man. And then it kind of it fell apart at the last hurdle because start with one film and then see how he does and take it from there. That's another problem I think that plagued Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 had that problem. Basically, Iron Man 1 was basically standalone apart from the end credit scene where you see Nick Fury approaching approaching Stark about the Avengers Initiative. But then in Iron Man 2, they just shoehorned in a lot of Avengers stuff in there where maybe it should have been a bit more pared down. You had Nick Fury, you had Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, and all that kind of stuff. But then Thor was again a bit more pared back. You had Hawkeye, but he wasn't in it very much. So I think when you try and do too much too soon, it just falls apart. So I think just take it one film at a time. But in fact, talking about shared universes, everybody raves about Marvel, and Marvel's phases 1 to 3 were amazing. Some films were better than others. Didn't care for Dark World, for the Dark World. Didn't care really for Iron Man 3. Ragnarok was okay. Captain Marvel just shoehorned their in just before Avengers Endgame. I don't know. Had its misfires, but overall, really, really good. And they just built up slowly, man. Just built up slowly, and I think what they do with the Dark Universe, everybody just have to jumpstart their own universe, man. The same happened with DC as well. The same happened with DC. DC, what happened was, they had a semi kind of success with Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, and that did about 700 million in total in the box office. And so then they just decided to fast track a Batman v Superman film. So already then you don't only have the Superman mythos and lore and characters do it. Now you have the Batman as well. When really they should have done Man of Steel too. But I think Warner, they just fast tracked Batman v Superman because they couldn't wait to kickstart their own shared universe. Obviously, I mean, which makes sense. Marvel was raking in the dough, man. So it makes sense. Other people would want to kickstart their own, but they just rushed into it, man. And I think now with the Marvel phases 4 and 5, like I think the only one that broke even was Guardians 3. I mean, I jumped off. I jumped off with Endgame. I didn't think Endgame was that great either. The whole time travel thing. I don't know, man. It's very hard to get time travel right, and I don't think they got it right. And it's a bit, But anyway, so then phases 4 and 5. I don't know. I think maybe the age of the superhero movie is coming to an end. I think it might be coming to an end. So. And so I think DC now is the DCU with Superman coming out now, and then I don't know. There was a schedule, and then the Batman Part 2. I enjoyed the Batman, but that's like its own kind of separate universe, The Batman Part 2, and now they're just like rushing into another shared universe, and I think maybe the time has passed. So, there's such a thing as striking when the iron's hot. So yeah. Excuse me. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my behind, but I don't know. What do you guys think? And actually, talking about this is what I wanted to say: shared universes. Actually, talking about the Dark Universe, Universal Pictures, RKO, had one of the first shared universes in cinema history. Do you remember Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Wolfman? They were all in a shared universe, man. And, yeah, okay. Some films are better than others, but oh, I like that, man. I like that. You're going to fly, Kent. That's a chance. I think it would have been interesting to see. Michael Keaton's Batman interact with Christopher Reeve's Superman. That would have been interesting. Oh my goodness me! I don't know. I don't think it would have worked. But it would have been interesting to see Chris Reeve and Michael Keaton's Batman like share a universe. I guess back in those days, they weren't really thinking about shared universes. Actually, do you know something about? Do you know what the Superman quadrilogy and the Batman quadrilogy have in common? Come on, Ken! Come on, Ken! I do like Superman 3. Superman 3 is like a guilty pleasure for me. And that, when the lady gets turned into a robot at the end, that scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. Oh, I'm dead. So yeah, there are actually similarities between the two because you had a great first film, a decent follow-up. You had a third film that wasn't as good, but was still like a guilty pleasure. And then you had a fourth film that was god awful. So you had Batman, which was great. I do wish they'd hewn closer to the comic. I think the studio execs meddled, and they said no. The Joker has to kill Batman, Batman's parents. So they had Jack Napier kill the parents while in that film. But originally it was going to be Joe Chill, like the comics. And actually, now that I think about it, I mean, Christopher Reeve was an underrated actor, man. I mean, you already saw in the Superman and Clark Kent personas, completely different. Obviously, Clark Kent looks like Superman, right? Like a change of hairstyle, a suit, and a hat. It's not really going to hide Superman, no. So you need to have that suspension of disbelief. But the way he plays Superman, and the way he played Clark Kent, genius. And then in Superman 3, when he had to act as evil Superman, well, he wasn't that evil, to be honest. Again, the most evil thing he did was let the oil out of the tanker, which I guess is pretty evil. But but when he played evil Superman, he's such a good actor. 3 completely different characters, and you believed he was each one of them. Okay. Maybe you think, well, Clark Kent is a bit, he's bumbling or whatever. But I don't know. So yeah, so the original Batman was meant to be Joe Chill killing parents, like in the original kind of treatment, but then the studio wanted a personal connection between Joker and Batman, so Joker killed Batman's parents. And I think and then I think so yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? All right, let's carry on with this. Let's try again. How do we have? We've been going for about an hour. Superman versus Bane, man. I don't know. I think Superman could kick Bane's ass. Have you seen there's a CGI video on YouTube of Superman fighting the Hulk? Now that I would pay to see. I would pay to see Superman take on the Hulk. I think Superman would kick the Hulk's ass, but especially Silver Age Superman, who's the most powerful version of Superman is the Silver Age Superman from the 70s and stuff. I mean. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine what Batman would have been like with if they didn't have they'd had Joe Chill kill Bruce's parents, but I guess they had to expedite that. The only problem I have with Joker killing Bruce's parents is that once he gets his revenge on Joker, what's his reason for being Batman? because obviously he's a Batman. His parents were killed by Jack Napier, who becomes Joker. So once he beats Joker, it has to be a cathartic moment for him, right? So he must I don't know what to say, man. I think would he have a reason to be Batman after he defeated Joker, knowing Joker killed his parents, or would he still be Batman? Because I think one of the things that motivates him in the original comics and in the Batman in a Nolan trilogy is that he doesn't get his revenge on Joe Chill. I think he's in the courtroom. He's ready to do it. He doesn't do it. Then Joe Chill gets killed by Falcone, and then so he never gets that cathartic moment. Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't get his cathartic moment. That's one of the things about one of the factors that drives Batman. Obviously, he's the trauma from his parents' death, of course. That he never got that cathartic outlet because he didn't get revenge on the person who killed his parents. Somebody took that from him. Obviously, he would say it's good he did it because I timed out. Anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I did not like it. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it for you, so you have a watch and you tell me next time what you think, but I did not really like it. And I haven't seen Frozen Kingdom, so... I think one of the original treatments for Ghostbusters was that they were going to be a franchise. So they were going to, in the original treatment, they were going to be established, and they were going to have it was going to be a franchise already, Ghostbusters. So they were going to have different Ghostbusting different towns in America. They were going to have Ghostbusting centers. So that would have been interesting because you could actually have a shared universe, like all these Ghostbusting outlets, all over America, and then you have the original Ghostbusters in New York, then you have a different Ghostbusting team in LA and Chicago and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Philadelphia and Washington, and they could all interact in one massive kind of shared universe, right? Because they're all part of the same Ghostbusting firm. Yeah, RoboCop 3 was shelved for years, because it was terrible. I think Orion, the company that produced RoboCop, it went under. Orion Pictures, so I think it was shelved for a few years. But yeah, I mean it's dumbed down completely. Like the gore, the ultraviolet, the subtle commentary, it's all dumbed down, man. The effects are ropey. Peter Weller's not back. I think he was filming Naked Lunch. I think we probably read the script and said this is shit, man. I'll tell you what's not shit is the Amiga game they made for RoboCop 3. It's like a 3D kind of game, a very early 3D game. And it's got driving sections, it's got shooting sections. Pretty good, man. I enjoyed that. Got some cutscenes as well. So I enjoyed that. So I think RoboCop 1 is amazing. RoboCop 1, one of my favorite films of all time. In fact, Paul Verhoeven, right? Paul Verhoeven. Sci-fi trilogy films. RoboCop, Total Recall, Starship Troopers. Classic trilogy of sci-fi films, man. I mean, I'm thinking about it, and I think RoboCop might be my favorite. But Total Recall's up there, man. It's really funny because Total Recall is based on a novel a short story by Philip K. Dick, the guy who wrote Blade Runner. And in the story, he never goes to Mars. He always stays. He stays on Earth. So do you remember? You remember in the film, like up to the point where he goes to Mars. Well, that section between the opening and when he goes to Mars, that's the short story. Then, of course, in the film, he goes to Mars, and the bad guy happens to be Dick Jones, man. Dick Jones. I work for Dick Jones. Yeah, so it's all good, man. It's all good. So yeah, really good, really good, like trilogy of sci-fi films that Paul Verhoeven did. I think maybe Starship Troopers might be the worst, might be the weakest one from the trilogy. I think they go in order of effectiveness. So RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. But in Total Recall, you got the classic line, man. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Yeah. So and yeah, so definitely RoboCop 2 is like it's like a guilty pleasure. I mean, who thought? I mean, who was overseeing the RoboCop 2 project? I mean, why did that the forget her name, the one who pioneered, the one who wanted Kane for the as the brain of RoboCop 2? Who thought getting a criminal like who's hooked on this super addictive drug would make a good cop? Obviously, Murphy, right? Alex Murphy. He had a very strong sense of duty, which helped him survive basically his shooting at the hands of Clarence Bodiger. And that sense of duty kind of got him in trouble in life, but served him really well when he became RoboCop. So you understand why he made a really good cop, right? But Kane in RoboCop 2, I have no idea, and there was no oversight, managerial oversight on the project. So that lady did whatever she wanted, and she got Kane, and the rest is history. But it's really funny as well because at the end of RoboCop 2, like he just lets the execs get away. It's quite interesting how the old man in RoboCop 1, he becomes a full blown villain almost in the sequel as well. But it's cool, and RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3 actually was penned by Frank Miller. Frank Miller, the comic book writer who did Batman Year One, and he did The Dark Knight Returns, which incidentally Zack Snyder took inspiration from when he did Batman v Superman. There's some shots that are lifted from The Dark Knight Returns. So, and I think, but there are clearer motives why Batman and Superman fight in that film that have nothing to do with Lex Luthor having like Lois Lane hostage or anything like that. So the motives go much deeper than that. But yeah, you just can't ape visuals without the meat behind the visuals, the storytelling, the characterization, and then that whole thing. Martha, why did you say Martha? Stupid, man, stupido. And Doomsday as well. I don't know why they. Not only did they fast track Batman, shoehorn in Batman in the Batman v Superman film, they also shoehorned in bloody Doomsday as well. Like, why? Why would you do that, man? So I don't know. I'm not expecting any great things from the James Gunn Superman. So I don't know. It's a bit weird to me. So I am looking forward to the Batman Part 2 though. That's gonna be good. The Batman Part 2 should be good. So Yeah. That should be good, man. But yeah, definitely Robocop 3 is definitely the worst. So I also love how there's a few things that I find funny. Like, for example, why did they think it was a good idea to Ed 209? You know, like have live rounds during the boardroom scene, and who thought Ed 209 was actually like, you know, a good idea, considering like he can't walk through stairs or he can only walk on flat surfaces. So, but anyway, I guess it's Dick Jones, and he was a bit crazy, I think. So, yeah, getting my ass handed to me, man. I went for Dick Jones. Dick Jones. Oh yeah, it's very funny as well. As soon as Robocop has Clarence Bottica cornered, he just comes out and says it. Hey, I work for Dick Jones, man. You know, the OCP. You know, the OCP dude. Yeah, I work for him, man. And you know, of course, I mean, maybe he doesn't know that Robocop can record things. You know, so maybe he didn't think Robocop was recording the speech, but so he must have known Robocop would go after Dick Jones. Obviously, they had no way of knowing that the prime directive that Dick Jones had inserted into Robocop's programming. So yeah. Ooh. I don't understand why he uses one arm. He just combo. I don't understand why they couldn't just do the dashing. I did see a spin kick at some point, but I don't know how to do it. So yeah, that's all you get. That's all you get after 2 years of martial arts training. It's it. A punch, a kick, a jumping kick, and a diagonal jumping kick. Yeah, what are you gonna do, eh? It's like a bamboo forest, isn't it? I don't know. But Dick Jones. So yeah, so Universal. Going back to that, Universal had one of the first shared universes with the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and all the actors were perfectly cast. Like Lon Chaney Jr., perfect as Talbot and the Wolfman. Bela Lugosi, classic Dracula. A bit fangless, maybe now. Bela Lugosi's interpretation. I prefer Christopher Lee's interpretation of Dracula, to be honest. Obviously, back in the 50s, you're probably allowed to do more with the characters, with the horror. So, and then you have Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's monster, perfect casting. So, and yeah, I think yeah, perfect casting, man, and good films, man. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man returns. I think it's got. So the first one is Claude Rains. Man, Claude Rains is the Invisible Man. Great character actor, man. Appeared in Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, Casablanca, round up the usual suspects. Great, man. So that was one of the, I mean, I can't think of a shared universe that goes above that. And even then, even in the silent era, they were doing classic films, man. Let's see, Nosferatu, Phantom of the Opera, The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney Sr., The Man of 1,000 Faces. What else did you have? The Golem. The Golem, such a good film. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Faust. So many classic films, man. Universal were killing it in the with their horror properties, man. They had a good string of hits in the 20s, 30s, 40s. I think by the time World War II rolled around, people were losing interest in horror films. But then obviously Hammer brought it all back with the Curse of Frankenstein, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. Come on, who's a better pairing? Name me a horror pairing who's better than Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Oh wait, there isn't, man. Peter Cushing's Van Helsing against Christopher Lee's Dracula, man. I think they only appeared in like 3 Dracula films together. Christopher Lee was fed up with the role. I think he felt he being typecast. So yeah, we might have to talk about Hammer a bit more a bit later on. So I'm getting off the time. We might do this one, then we might do like a second another run through. Maybe see if we can get Japan. Do you know how many Dracula films there have been? There have been 80 Dracula films. At least 80 Dracula films. Including Renfield. I can't believe I forgot about Renfield. The Voyage of the Demeter. Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, Hammer's Dracula. Universal's Dracula. Frank Langella's Dracula. Jack Palance had a Dracula as well. Yeah, man, there's been about 80 Dracula films. So, what I want is a faithful adaptation of the book. There have been 2 kind of faithful adaptations of Dracula. One was the 1977 BBC miniseries with Louis Jourdan as Dracula. If you remember Octopussy, Louis Jourdan played the bad guy in Octopussy. Camille Khan, I think it was called. Don't remember. So he plays Dracula, and that's one of the most faithful adaptations of the novel. Then you have obviously Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, which for me, and this is me, right? This is just my opinion, shoehorns in an unnecessary love subplot between Dracula and Mina. There was no such love story in the novel. Dracula was purely a predatory monster, force of nature. Well, unnature maybe. And he just preyed on Mina just to get back at Jonathan Harker. Because obviously he had it in for Jonathan Harker. Obviously he preyed on Lucy, Mina's best friend. Then preyed on Mina. And I think, I don't know, I felt they shoehorned in. So I want to see a version like Bram Stoker's Dracula, Coppola's Dracula, with the same in-camera effects, because all the special effects are in camera or on set, which is amazing. It gives the film kind of a mystical, ethereal, kind of weird quality. I think he wanted to go back to like silent movie style special effects, where everything was done on camera. So I want that version without the subplot between Dracula and Mina. And I think I can see both sides, right? Because I can see Dracula is fairly one-dimensional, right? in the novel. To be fair, I mean, obviously he tells some of his backstory to Harker in the first few chapters, but really he doesn't really have many layers to him. So making Mina the long-lost love of Dracula back in the Middle Ages gives him a bit more depth, and he's not just a monster, right? He's not just an evil kind of predatory monster. So I understand it adds depth to his character, but I still would have preferred the Dracula from the novel, where Mina is absolutely repulsed by Dracula, as she should be, because he's like a predator. So. What do you guys think? Do you think think. Do you like the subplot in Bram Stoker's Dracula, or would you rather it have been more faithful to the book? Another thing, going back to the BBC Dracula, more faithful than the Coppola adaptation. Obviously, 70s special effects, rubber bats and all that kind of stuff. But and the one thing they did in the BBC miniseries from '77 is Arthur Holmwood is a composite of Quincy Morris and Arthur Holmwood. And so instead of having the three characters, Jack Seward, Arthur Holmwood, and Jack Quincy, they fused Jack Quincy and Holmwood together, and now he's like an American in the film who's married to who was going to marry Lucy. So if they'd had Quincy Morris and Arthur Holmwood, two separate characters, that would have been the icing on the cake. I think. But anyway, so I want an adaptation of a completely faithful adaptation of Dracula, which the new BBC adaptation from a year or two ago is nowhere near. I think you're probably right. I think in the Lugosi one, he definitely gets killed very, very quickly. Too quickly. Too quickly he gets killed. They find his lair very quickly, and they don't chase him back to the end, to Transylvania, to finish him off. So I think the novel is probably one of my favorite adaptations. So Octopussy, man, great film. I enjoyed Octopussy. That's opening scene with the plane and stuff, like when he flies through the is that Moonraker when he does? No, Moonraker is when he jumps off the plane on the parachute. He lands on the big top, the circus. That's Moonraker. And Moonraker has the double taking pigeon. Have you seen that? Where they have the pigeon. I think it's in one of the scenes in Venice, where they have the pigeon do a double take as Bond and his love interest go by in a gondola. Moonraker completely different to the book. In the book Moonraker takes place completely in England. It's completely in England. But a guy called Drax, who's an ex-Nazi, and the Moonraker is a nuclear weapon. And he's using the nuclear weapon. He's an ex-Nazi, and he's using his base is in Devon, or I think it's somewhere in Devon, or maybe near what's the name of the thing? I've got a name. Dover. It's either in Devon or in Dover, and the Moonraker is a nuclear weapon, and he wants to destroy London with it. So that's the plot, and then Bond infiltrates the base, the Moonraker base, and destroys the Moonraker. The Moonraker falls into the sea, something like that. So Bond doesn't go to space in the Moonraker book. Far from it. Although he does have one of the best one-liners in Bond, where Q says, "I think he's attempting re-entry." That's funny. I think that's funny. It's the same when the world is not enough, where Bond says, "I thought Christmas only came once a year." Bond, we double entendres, eh? So Octopus is a good film. It's actually an amalgamation of two Bond films. So if it looks like it's if it's two plots stuck together tangentially, then it's because it is. The same with V to a Kill. V to a Kill is only very loosely based on a short story called From a V to a Kill. It's set in Paris though, so there is that. Yeah, man. So we need a new Dracula. We are getting Dracula with the Nosferatu remake. Obviously, he's not called Dracula. He's called Orlok. Because back when they did Nosferatu, they didn't have the rights to the Dracula novel, so they had to rename it. They had to change a few things, and Dracula became Orlok. Of course, the Stoker estate sued, and they tried to destroy all the prints of the Nosferatu. Thankfully, a few survived, so that's how we get the film today. So, yeah, man, I need to talk a bit more about Bond in a future live stream. I think I'm talking more about film than playing this game, man. I think I should give it another go. What do you think, Stu? I'm also looking for a good werewolf film. I don't think there's been a good werewolf film in donkey's years. There was The Howling, 81, and American Werewolf in London, 81 as well, 82. Silver Bullet, based on the Stephen King book. What other? Then there was Ginger Snaps, which is quite a good werewolf film. Cursed, along with I think it was I think Wes Craven directed Cursed with Christina Ricci. But I think we'd do a really good werewolf film. They were going to remake an American Werewolf in London. I think the original director's son. So the original director of An American Werewolf in London was John Landis, who also did Blues Brothers, which is a great comedy with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, actually. And then, so the remake was going to be done by Max Landis, John Landis' son. So I know, man. I know. I know, mate. Oh, very lots of credit. Damn you game. By the way, we're going to be playing the PC version next, and I fully believe the PC version is going to be just as shit as this one, but with even worse music, or maybe no music at all. So, bop until you shop until your shoes fall off. There you go. That's fine. That's fine, isn't it, bruh? So yeah, we're missing a few good werewolf movies. I think. Oh my god! I just remembered the ill-conceived sequel to American Werewolf in Paris, man. Terrible. The wolves look terrible in that film, man. I don't know. I think sometimes there's things with CGI you can't replicate with CGI. And when in the original film, when the guy's transforming into the werewolf, man, you feel every bone breaking, snapping, changing. Whereas in some werewolf films, you don't really get that. They just transform like easy. Drop until you drop. Drop until your shoes fall off. Oh wait, I am not hitting you, you prick. Oh, okay. Boom! I didn't really mean to do that, but I did. Can't do a move, but especially can't do a poo. That's Sabore. He needs the loo, but he can't do a poo. That's Sabore. He's the heavy hitter, but he can't use the shitter. That's Sabore. Man, Sabore should have had a cameo in this game, man. It would have made this game better. Where's Sabore? Why did they decide to give us only 2 bloody weapons, huh? And where's the music? I want the full audio-visual experience, not just some shitty sound effects and some decent graphics. Yeah. Oh, I will, man, I will. They are actually part of the lyrics, so... He's the heavy hitter, but he can't use the shitter, that's so boring. He may be a villain, but you can't... He's the villain, so you have to go and kill him, that's so boring. The stone is in China, the battle is waiting for you, Double Dragon. Bop until you drop. Mission 2, China. So yeah, we need some good mummy films, man. Come to the good mummy films as well. So I think we've decided we need a faithful Dracula adaptation. We need a good werewolf movie, and we need a good mummy movie. So if anybody wants to recommend me a good nice one, Stu. Nice one. Yeah, if anybody wants to recommend some decent werewolf films or mummy films, I'd be happy to hear your suggestions, man. What horror film to watch next? I recently watched The Fly, and the remake, still brilliant, good body horror. Recently watched the remake, the 1993 remake of Body Snatchers, which is actually quite decent. Just lacking a bit in the character development department. I think that film had been 15-20 minutes longer and had a bit more characterization. So you got to know the characters better. It would have been a really, really good film. It's a decent film to watch. Got some good actors, man. Gabriel Anwar. Got Forrest Whitaker is in it. Actually, one of the Lost Boys from Lost Boys is in it. Piss off! Walter White! Chinese Walter White, piss off! Piss off, punching, man! Ugh. Definitely the he did, but definitely the 8-bit versions of this game are actually easier. So he's the villain, so you have to go and kill him. That's Sabore. Sabore mio. He can't do a puletto. He can't do a puletto from his culetto. Piss off, mate. Oh, you bastard. You have to gang up on me, huh? Yes. Alright, now it's Brucey's turn, man. Oh, no, it's not Brucey's turn. What are you doing? Come on. Bastard. I've only got 7 lives, man. 7 lives. Werewolves, man. Actually, another interesting, maybe a Paul or something. Which is the best looking werewolf on screen ever? I love the Hellhound design in American Werewolf in London. The only thing is, I do wish they'd made the werewolf bipedal. But John Landis wanted a Hand from Hell. I think Rick Baker was pushing for a bipedal werewolf. Actually, I tell you what's a really good werewolf design. I love the werewolf design in the Wolfman remake with Guillermo del Toro. That's a good looking werewolf, actually. Very well designed. I think it's Rick Baker again, but it's more. Yeah, it's rendered mostly in CGI and stuff, but it's really, really, really good werewolf. Anyway, I mean, as far as remakes go, it's not a great remake in my estimation. I didn't like it. I did like the werewolf design, and I wish that werewolf design had been in a better film. Oh yeah, baby, I got ya. Oi, how'd you get out of that one? Let's do a jumping attack from the wall. Yeah, baby. Let's do it again. Oh, I missed you, didn't I? Yeah, he's not too bad actually, Bruce Lee, in this one. He's not really called Bruce Lee. I think he's called Lee Cheng Long or something. I don't know. There we go. He's dead, buddy. So yeah, the Wolfman remake has a very good werewolf design, but I wish it'd been in a better film. I do like the werewolves in The Howling, but they're not shown very much. I guess maybe technical limitations of the special effects back in the early 80s. Oh my! Why do you have to do that? Yeah, that's not a bad showing. No. Bullshit! So I lose all my credits. Interesting, actually. Look at this. Very interesting. I'm gonna get some more. Please, sir, can I have some more? There you go. Oh, you had to crowd me, didn't you? Pricks. Obviously, the werewolf design from the original Wolfman is the classic. Jack Pierce, man, very good makeup artist. Did a lot of the Universal monsters. Frankenstein did as well. Did you do the Gillman in Black Lagoon? Yeah. Maybe. No, think about it. I wouldn't actually mind a. Oh, do you actually talking about Wolf? Do you know what's actually a decent werewolf film? Wolf with Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and James Spader. I thought that was a decent. Oh my god! Oh my word! Wow, they killed me, didn't they, bastards? The only problem with Jack Nicholson's Wolf is that he looks like Benny from ABBA with the sideburns. I also don't like in werewolf films where they use real wolves as the werewolf. I'm like, no, mate, that's a cop out. Oh, you bastards. No, don't jump, Billy. Gotta put the super rocking cool music on, man. Oh, you bastard! Yeah, so I think it's a cop out when they use real wolves as a werewolf. Oh, I mean, I'm basically gonna have to do a perfect on the shinobi because otherwise I'm gonna kill him, am I? Do you think this counts as Joe Musashi's cameo? That's it. Game over. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. So yeah, that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it for today. We've gone over a little bit the time, so all right, guys. Well, thank you everyone for joining. If you like the stream, if you like the chat, the game, please consider commenting, liking, good stuff because it really helps the algorithm, man. So yeah, and we will be back on Sunday, I believe. Sunday we're going to play the PC version of this game, and I'm expecting the same like difficult experience. Like yeah. So yeah, look, it's Steve Snake, man. That's a cool name, Steve Snake. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it. It's always good to shoot the shit and talk about films and games and pop culture and all that jazz, man. Really jazzes me up. But like I said, if you did enjoy the stream, please consider commenting and liking, as it really helps the algorithm. And the shield, nope, did not. Like I said, by the time it got the WWF rebranded to WWE, I pretty much not watched. I didn't watch much WWE, to be fair, so I don't know. Nope, sorry, Stu, it still doesn't ring any bells, mate. But there aren't many bells to ring anymore up there. So yeah, I might look him up actually after the stream. Dean Ambrose, cool man. Let's have a look first. Steve Snake, Ned Langman, graphics, music, Andrew Taylor, The Doomsday Machine, sound effects by Martin Walker. Sales Curve, license, really pissed off, man. I was reading that. Anyway, The Doomsday Machine, huh? That's a pretty cool name, man, for a band. If I ever do a death metal band, I'm gonna call it The Doomsday Machine. I think death metal is the heaviest metal, right? Heaviest music. I think it's a heavy thrash death metal, I think. Or is there another? Is there a deeper level? Is there a harder level than death metal? Anyway. Yeah, Sales Curve Trade West. Written and published by Storm. Sales Curve. Yeah. Alright. Steve Snake, man. I'm gonna have to do some research on Steve Snake. See what else he did. Anyway, Stu, thanks again for joining me, man. A pleasure as always. Thanks everyone for watching today. And like I said, we'll be back on Thursday with Double Dragon 3 on PC DOS. And then after that, we're going to do the Genesis version of Double Dragon 3. And then we're going to move on to another game. So, guys, have a lovely weekend. And I'll see all of you on Sunday. Till then, take care.